So to continue the session, we've had lots of disturbance today by some cheap people. Yesterday, those cheap people were playing the loud sounds, but not for a long time. You did that because you murdered JAYA.ADVANI and put in a replica for him on 20th of June 2025. I can hear the watchman, and you're taking the watchman's name in Bombay. His name is Gopal. Why are you calling out his name? He is the watchman of Jasper Cooperative Housing Society, where my grandfather lived in the same apartment. My father bought and nominated it to me and my sister 50-50%. Gopal is the watchman there. He is hired by the Cooperative Housing Society to work in the building. I would not appreciate you taking names of people who have worked in our building, or then who are delivery boys, or then are waiters. They're not. If you made a mistake thinking you gotten somebody from the Middle East because you showed some bloody fucking flash of playing in the sand dunes of the Middle East, the only place in sand my experience takes is to Whitefield, and that's no sand dune. Remove your slippers close to the gate, hop under the sun so you can get to the shade. Wait for some time, then there is line drawing. Lucky if you get the first line, second line, third line. Unlucky if you're sitting out in the round circle on the sands. Wait patiently. You learn patience at a very young age. Till the darshan starts, till it ends, then hop. Maybe go to the canteen. Definitely do the parikrama, go to the temple, the shrine. See what you can arrange for the next time if you're going to be returning. When everything is done, hop, go get your slippers and then go wherever you're supposed to go. Silence is key. Or then whispering, very, very soft. So miss, if you mistake the Middle Eastern infusion that you have done in India, you thought you got rid of 73 Jaya Kanyalal Hakumatra Advani or Jaya Anu Parpati Ramchand Sadangani, you made a mistake. 73 Jaya Kanyalal Hakumatra Advani has been making all these recordings so far, with lots of times when I had near-death experiences. You've also pushed me at the railway station. You have tried taking my life. It's okay, I don't mind. I have no problem. Whoever is passing on and passing over to the other side, they're just joining the community we come from. Our community has gathered over billions of years. That is something you cannot break. When you leave, if you are going to Nark and Patal, because that's the earnings we're getting for you, तुमने जो कमाई किया है, एक कल्पा, 26 कल्पा, Kira the Pakistani spy, who has dared to pretend to be Kiran Merchant from 2000. Rocky Fernandez, 40 kalpas. So you just need to, Rocky Fernandez is not my date. Rocky Fernandez is the grandson of the maid working for my grandmother before I was even born. Rocky Fernandez is the son of a secretary who worked for my father before I was born and after I was born. So they are old-time employees along with Muthuswamy the driver. Nobody knows our family better secretly than they do. But in turning things around, they'd be the best weapons for those who are incompetent for politics, but need to trigger people off so they get a vote bank. After all, Muthuswamy was staying in Dharav E, and Mahim is the station he used to get down at. So that is Dawood Don's ilaka for recruitment. The 52% or the 50% of Bombay's economy or Maharashtra's economy, which is great, it is criminal money, is thanks to people like that. So you don't teach me. You got rid of my father in 87, 88 sometime. Then you attacked Kailash Hingorani. She died January 2025, but most certainly not looking like herself. Because the minute you got rid of her, you brought in your own shit. But she had already been Mrs. Ritu Malia for 11 years before that. You conveniently rollerbladed all over it. You have murdered so many people in my network, you are shameless. And you know what? More than shameless, you are desperate. Nobody is so foolish to do what you've done, and you will do what you've done only if you are desperate, which is what you did. So leave it, it doesn't matter. That is history, it is old stuff. Let's go for something else. To clock the time, when I leave from here, Nikhil has already settled. As of yesterday, the pendulum says he has settled well. He was well received. They are happy to see him. Not Nikhil, Nikki Advani. Who was, I don't know, he was traveling somewhere. I don't know where he was. But he was traveling when you murdered him. And you did it on 20th of June 2025. SL and Kira involved. Because they are in a panic mode. SL is nobody of mine. He has shapeshifted towards the end of the marriage. When he shapeshifted, I left the marriage. That's it. You should understand energy. Almost immediately. Anyway, to clock the time, it is Sunday. It is 11:20 in this clock, 11:30 otherwise. It is the 22nd of June 2025. So that is Rahu and Sun energy. Double Sun and Rahu energy. Okay. So we can understand what you've been up to. Yesterday you went on making sounds, the Kira style of creating disturbance at other people's homes. You were celebrating early Eid for the murder of yet one more person from the original Advani family, because you've been doing this from 2013. I've been observing you at Suman Towers, Forge Aswell. The time when you had Shalina hold up, 2009 to 15, 16, 17. Till you murdered her, February 2018. I know exactly what your fucking behavior was at Suman Towers. You are connected with the SRK camp and SKF camp. You are the miscreants. You are not the entire miscreants, but you are 9 people for one Salman Khan. Murdered in 2009. Your SKF also started after that. There are plenty of red flags to say that what my reading is saying is telling the truth about the originals versus rotating duplicates in the name of wealthy, passed over originals in every field. So if there is one ID who can put his biometrics to 4455 IDs, including the ATS, RSS, so what more you want? That is the height of shamelessness and desperation. So we will start. Oh, I've been told that my life is in danger. July end 2025. Nikhil's moved on, he's happy. At the very next day. So as I told you, the community we have here, we can have more opulence or less opulence over here. But the community stays the same. I don't have karma with you. From billions of years, you haven't been around me. Okay, so to continue with the session, we'll first take the blessings of Shirdi Sai Baba so that he guides appropriately. Ganesh ji, please bless the reading and remove any obstruction from anybody and anything. Also give intelligence and clarity to those who are pro, let's just say, welfare of, actual welfare, long-term welfare of humanity. Right? Also give intelligence to understand who the real perpetrator is, who is really at fault. I will explain something that I actually thought of before I started the session. Let's say I've woken up at around 9:15 this morning. So it's a late start to the day. So over those 1 hour, I was kind of coming to some extra conclusions of possibilities of what could have happened in the background based on what the Scrabble is saying as well as what the pendulum has been indicating. I'll say it afterwards. Then we take the blessings of Shirdi Sai Baba. Of course, he is the Dattatreya Parampara, he is manning it. We depend on him for some kind of guidance, and yeah, we have to just trust it. Then we take the blessings of Shivji, Shaniji, Rudra Yamma, Parvati Mata, Kartikeya. Then we take the blessings of Vishnu, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna. Then we take the blessings of Gaur Mata and all the gods within her. Okay, and really do ask for proper guidance about whatever has happened, transpired in the past without our knowledge. Stealth mode, which is actually devastating for civilization, I think, world over. I do believe that the hiding out place is India when it comes to the miscreants. उन्होंने कहीं ना कहीं पे हाँ मिडिल ईस्ट के रॉयल्टी को अफेक्ट किया है. So anyway, let me tell you, based on the pendulum movement and what I've got in the Scrabble so far, what I thought about. Okay, I said, I was told in these last, Kira and SL have gone in a panic mode. Ritika was killed through remote control. It's called IR. You fix something into my brain also, I believe it sends out, emits some green light. I complained about it when I was sitting in my toilet on the potty, and I said I was sitting in the toilet on my potty and I don't know, my camera caught, I was recording something sitting on the potty. I was waiting to go to the bathroom and I was very surprised because my camera recorded some patch, which was a rectangular green patch floating in the air somewhere. And I said, how did that happen? Where did that come from? When I went to Lawrence and Mayo at Kamanahalli, Richard Bayar, he took something to take the eye correction or the eye number, whatever, but that was a long process. When I was sitting inside his eye checking center, from far away outside there was somebody who came on a bike and spoke some shit. There was lots of puttering around in the meanwhile. They did what you did in Bombay. You're like a ruffian. You can call him party member. You don't know whether he's a ruffian connected with the underworld or he's a party member. But that's what happened. After we finished the process, he told me, wait, I need to take something. So he bought something where he had to look at the eyes outside in the waiting room or in the showroom. He had to take it 2 times only when he spoke some shit. Did he say, okay, now it's fine? So what do you think? Doing all this shit, you become a somebody? No, you become stupid. Totally stupid. But anyway, that green patch and what's fitted in my brain have something to give away, according to me. Anyway, it is that IR that killed Ritika. She's got a clone almost immediately. She's not the original. There was a lady who has been crying last 2-3 days at my home ever since that incident. She sounds like one of our own from the original family, but she was crying. But she only said one sentence. She did this day before also, she did it yesterday also. Who is she? Anyway, Ritika is no more. Nikhil Advani also original son of grandson of Hukumat Rai Advani and Kalavati Hukumat Rai Advani, Parsaram Mirchandani and Nirmala Mirchandani. Their DNA related grandson is no more according to my pendulum. He was there up to 19th of June 2025. I thought I was going to meet up with him. As of 20th of June 2025, while he was traveling, he's no more. This is what the pendulum says. He had 3 clones before only. Nixie Nikhil. But he is Nikhil Advani. There's a difference. Sonia Rajiv Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi, who were supposed to be in Palakkad, are no more. I was told Sonia Gandhi volunteered to shapeshift for Mrs. Anita Merchant or as Mrs. Anita Merchant. And I was wondering why would she do that? So you know what I actually then analyzed? 2000, Kira goes to become Mr. Kiran Merchant. Mr. Kiran Merchant has been held somewhere off the expressway. 2002, my mother, it is saying that she was there for Varsha's marriage also, my marriage also. Kiran Merchant wasn't at either place. It was Kira who was in both places. But then my 5-month marriage, the Indian Parliament made some cheap comment in 2006 about being love jihad, some crap like that. That's if I'm born in some bloody fucking cheap town and village. I was born and brought up in Bombay, South Bombay, for heaven's sake. 3 boyfriends before I got married to the 4th guy. I don't come from that kind of a society. So if that was a problem, you should have addressed it by the Indian Army then and there. Anyway, coming to Sonia Rajiv Gandhi, apparently up to the time that Varsha got CRISPR to become my mom, in 2005, after Sharanya was born on the 2nd of May 2005, Sonia Gandhi had volunteered to become Mrs. Anita Merchant, is what the pendulum says. That means she was given information by someone she trusted, mostly the Raw. Kiran Merchant, it is saying, was working for Raw. Look at him, you don't think he's capable, but he was working for Raw. If he was replaced by Kira, the Pakistani spy, and you were taking your cues from him, who gave Doval direction to go catch Dawood Ibrahim in 2005? Anyway, it is from the place of Mrs. Anita Merchant that Sonia Gandhi was taken to Palakkad. So there are 2 partners in crime. The first one is Kira. He's 5'9", 5'10" in height. He's a Pakistani spy who stands in for Mr. Kiran Merchant from 2000. The other one is SL, who's 5'7" and a half. These are the 2 most wanted. Maharashtra to Kerala, that the people at the bottom of the pyramid know. There's nothing but these 2. Sonia Rajiv Gandhi was killed now in this last 10 days, I was told. When Errol has come to India, Kira and SL also returned. They were in a panic mode because of what my reading has been showing. So they got rid of Meera. The Meera is not Meera. Meera is just a character. In the Dilwale movie, it is on the back of Kajol. Kajol never got married to Ajay Devgan. The real Kajol never got married to Ajay Devgan. The real Anushka Sharma did not marry Virat Kohli. The replicas are always better than the original. It is designed to do so. When a boy is hanging around not getting married to the original, he will almost immediately within no time get married to a duplicate, because it is designed to do so. They study everything about you and they know how to trap you. What is it that will make it look and suddenly feel very right? Something you were wondering about before suddenly becomes absolutely right. Whether on looks, whether on some ideologies, whether on the pheromone, whether on the some DNA match or something she does or he does, which before you used to question. They know how all this, they have studied it properly from before only. This is not even from here. So anyway, this guy has had a head start of 24 years in India. The Mali Shivaji, living close to Bhimra and Prashanti Nilayam, Lunavla. Name is Shivaji. Then Jamna Bai, who was squatting for free in those society grounds, her son Raju. Deshpande's son, whose name I don't know, runs a taxi service. Apparently these people know the truth. They knew who was the real Kiran merchant and who was Kira. You made sounds in my home. Again drilling like a fuck. The way you fucking do it. You did that, but for very little time. At least 4 times yesterday. Because you murdered Nikhil Advani day before. You were also talking a lot of shit while I was sleeping. Because you are imbeciles and you are uneducated fools. Most unknowledgeable. Another thing, listen, you little fuck. Don't keep talking about fucking Kita. This is not fucking Kita. This is Khata, you little fuck. This is Bangalore, India. Kita, you bloody South Asian spy. You have been shape-shifting for Shambhav E. Krishnan or Mrs. Shambhav E. Hingorani. Other than that, there's a Middle Eastern woman who has been shape-shifting for Vicky. You don't belong to any home you shape-shift in, and most certainly not on the back of murder. Get that into your bloody head. Shambhav E passed away when? According to my pendulum, Shambhav E passed away when? August 2019. Her husband, October 2008. Mr. Umesh Hingorani. At Bombay in the same Panvel shithole. Where Kira was holed up, then my mother was abducted, taken over there in the end of 2002. The woman who came to, when I was working at AOL, America Online, at IDPL, living in that Rustamji building, PG 2 flats. One the owner stays, one they give on rent or PG. Over there it was the duplicate of Anita who had arrived over there. Wasn't the original. Vicky you got rid of in 2007. Take a snapshot of everybody who has passed away. Nikhil, 20th June 2025 is what my pendulum says. You started with Manjeet Mama in 1985, Lagos, Nigeria. Kiran Merchant abducted in 2000, murdered 2009. I haven't even gone to my family friends yet. So you keep your bullshit little low in my home, alright? It's a shame. I don't know what the Indian Army is doing. Or those who are left over in the Indian police. Yes, you have gone and thrown the bones of DGs, DGPs, IGs. It says SL has actually had the guts and the gall to stand in for an ED person wearing his ET. That's called shamelessness. So we will continue with the pendulum. Let's see what is to come. I haven't checked off camera as yet, so I'm going to do this first time. Are you with me? So, you know what? This morning I was just going over the last 1 month or whatever I've done, Scrabble throw and the pendulum. I had a question about Mrs. Sonia Rajiv Gandhi. I said, how and why would she ever want to go and become Mrs. Anita Merchant? You told me she volunteered. Is it because she thought she was being told by Raw to do something? Was it actually foul play because Kira the Merchant pretending to be Kiran Merchant put people through Mrs. Anita Merchant's position and JAYA.ADVANI's position before he killed them? Did he do the same thing with Umesh Hingorani? Umesh Hingorani was CRISPR'd as JAYA.ADVANI at some point in time before he was taken in. He was taken underground sometime, you say, in May 2008, done away in October 2008. Like that, they brought many people into Forge as well. All this was the work of Kira, the Pakistani spy. He beat up Kiran uncle. Who does Kiran uncle suffer from Asperger's in any way? Or something where he stands like a penguin most times? He's very fair and chikana, and he stands like a penguin. He doesn't really look you so much in the eye. He has to stand like a penguin. So they got rid of him sometime in 2009. But how did Anu, his legally wedded wife, how did she get passage to out of the country? Did not ex-Mrs. Anita Advani, Anita Merchant, get passage to a foreign country away from India? It was on the murder of Kiran Merchant in 2009. How did that happen? I'm not able to get that. After that, you came out with a movie of SRK, My Name is Khan, I'm Not a Terrorist, something of that sort. Over there, he was playing the role of the murdered Kiran Merchant in some way. Or at least similar, with the same kind of little habits, but not entirely. Was that done on purpose by Kira? Because he definitely... Was he in Gerua song? Gerua song is that character called Meera, who is Kajol's duplicate. That girl was recently killed. Had that girl left her human form earlier to this last month of 2025? Had she left her human form prior to, let's say, these last 2-3 weeks or 2 weeks? Like her, Anushka Sharma also was taken underground. Was Anushka Sharma in her human form up to these last 2 weeks? Did she stay in her human form up to these last 2 weeks when she went to do Jab Harry Met Sejal ka shoot? Was Anushka Sharma like Meera character, which is Kajol, or Kajol's duplicate? Was she in her human form up to the last 2 weeks? Did Anushka Sharma get murdered underground before Virat Kohli and public Anushka Sharma got married? Last 2 days, these people have been making some noise. Yesterday, they made some noise, but not as much as they were doing when I first arrived in Bangalore or moved into this house 2020, 2021. So yesterday slightly they played the same recording they've been playing since 2020-21. Is it because of Nikhil Advani's murder that nobody else knows about and there's a clone Nikhil out for him? Is that why they were doing the bullshit? But they're always making reference to Kita. Kita, are you saying his domestic helps who he hires from Philippines and from Indonesia involved? The domestic help that work for Mala and Nikhil in Bombay, Carmichael Road, they are involved? Does UB City also hire domestic help from Philippines or Indonesia to work at UB City? Are they involved? Kailash Aunty, Kailash Hingorani, Mrs. Kailash Hingorani is still in her human form? Kani Advani or Hukumat-Rai Advani and Kalavati Hukumat-Rai Advani's DNA related daughter, Kailash Hingorani is still in her human form? What, did she pass away naturally January 2025? She's Mrs. Ritu Malia, the legal Mrs. Ritu Malia. Did she pass away in January 2025 this year? Very soon after those maids left working at my home? And rerouting of the router that the bastard did. Walking on the floor like Akhil Gupta and standing like dead Mr. Kiran Merchant and dead Akhil Gupta. I'm not scared of dying. You be scared of going when you exit out of your fuck-all cheap Atma exits out of that ugly body of yours. तुमको नर्क पे पढ़ना है, पढ़ो कि नर्क क्या होता है, पाताल क्या होता है, एक कल्पा क्या होता है. You read on what नर्क is. You are more alive in the Atma than we are in the body. I got nothing to worry about. Worry तो तुमको है now unlimited of the worstest kind. So you deal with that. I'm not bothered. तुम हमको यहाँ पे अभी हार्ट अटैक दो, makes no difference. You were a problem, you are a problem. When you have gone through life, you made problems a zillion times worse, doing little to others, but zillion times worst and worstest for yourselves. क्योंकि तू है बेवकूफ क्लास. You're bloody illiterate. If I can check on Nikhil Advani, Cutie Pie. Nikhil Advani joined you on the 20th of June 2025. He's recuperating and healing. But is he in good jolly mood? Yes and no, he's worried about Mala and his children. Well, it is natural that something like that, but was he well received by you guys? Do you see Mala and her children being rescued and pulled out before Kira gets to her, or then any of those domestic helps that work for her get to her? Mala is aware that her parents are not around, or that her in-laws are not fully around. Will she come to know now soon? Will it be brought to her notice? Anyway, do you see her being rescued? That's the most important. So Nikhil can then be restful and peaceful. So do you see her being actually safe and secure on the timeline going forward? Okay. Tell me one thing. Sonia Gandhi, you say, volunteered to be Mrs. Anita Merchant, and from there only was siphoned off and sent off before you, file name Cat, went on to become Mrs. Anita Merchant. It was as a security measure, thinking it's coming from Raw. Kiran Merchant worked in Raw, except he was put underground in 2000. Kira was his replica, pretending to be Mr. Kiran Merchant, and that's when the apple cart went haywire from those days. Is there anybody on the Indian side who has the authority to actually understand this to work accordingly? Anybody listening to me as of now? Is there anybody who can make sense of what I'm saying without going against India as a country, or then understanding how it contributes to the world events? Anybody? Okay, give me a minute. My laundry has just been done. Just 1 second. Varsha, if I can ask you, I'm speaking with file name Cat. Is Nikhil also talking with you? But if Nikhil is valid, why have you brought him in to speak? Shouldn't he be resting? I want him to rest, not to overexert. So file name Cat, can you speak with me? Ask him to rest. He wants to discuss Mala and his kids, but I don't know what to ask because I don't know much about them. All I can say is, Varsha, file name Cat, because you tend to, like Rohika gives a positive picture, and I come to know Rohika is around because the pendulum hardly moves. She is still in a weak state according to her illness. So I don't want to get into that. I want to ask you very realistically. After you check the Akashic records, I don't want any false hopes. I want no Pandora's box. I want actual precise answers. After you've checked the records, do you see Mala Bhavnani being actually in a safe space going forward? You see her being pulled out before anything goes drastically wrong with her, along with her kids? Do you see the same thing for the rest of the kids in the Advani household? I want to ask you, these guys all the time keep equating me with, I don't know, Rocky Fernandez, with Gopal the Watchman, people who have worked in our home. They're trying to steal energy, or they're trying to mix up energy digitally. And they're also making me friends with Kira, who's a Pakistani spy who has stood in for Kiran Merchant. Do you agree with any of that? I mean, you get the entire view for what it is from like the outer world. Do you agree with that viewpoint? My question to you is very simple. Do you see Kira and Sanjeev Lekhraj and Amrita Sanjeev Lekhraj getting caught by the Indian Army very soon? I think once they get caught, lots of things can then be backtracked. Do you see them actually in the Akashic record getting caught? He's in a panic mode. Was it the right thing that I got, that he's in a panic mode? Just now somebody played a sound in my body. I don't know whether it was the ear or it was the shoulder or it was the clothes. Not sure, but I'm not wearing my glasses. That came from Kira's camp. People who support Kira. While this yes, yes, yes pendulum goes, is there a digital sound which records something different from what actually I am physically saying? Is it trying to change information via the digital thing for a parallel recording? This is a visual. Whereas digitally it is parallelly saying something else and somebody played the sound of some crackers. Is it to put the authorities off the track and to give them a digital recording of what I am doing? Will the authorities be fooled on the back of this foul play that they've been doing probably from sometime in the 2000s? Are the authorities going to get fooled actually on the back of it? And authorities means, let's just say, pro-civilization in a legal manner. So like the actual Indian Army, Indian Police, Indian CID, Indian, CBI, even foreigners, doesn't matter, or the ED or whatever it is. Will they be fooled is my question. Am I being listened to or being watched? Or does my videos go to a proper network of people who are legally supposed to do the work of law and order? So am I assured of that? So they've understood the situation primarily of what these readings are pointing to. Okay, great. Do you want me to continue with the reading of the Scrabble throw? You want me to continue with that? Because I want Nikhil to rest actually. I don't want him, if he has exited 2 days ago, we're all, I don't know, but just, okay. So I'll continue with the Scrabble throw. Okay. So continuing with this throw, RF is supposed to be radio frequency, or is it got to do with Rocky Fernandez? It is open for discussion. RSS is the RSS party. Other than the RSS party is SSR. Both have been questionable. SSR more so. Sushant Singh Rajput. Then comes the NDA. There's the man called Patra over there, who had picked up the Bhagavad Gita and talked about righteousness, unrighteousness. One more thing we got about Mr. Kejriwal from Aam Aadmi Party. Kejriwal, how do we understand it? Because the king of forces has been consistently taken underground. There's a time my mom and Kiran uncle have been underground from 2002 end onwards. First he was pulled off in 2000. Then after my marriage didn't work. I say shapeshifters were part of that marriage. It had to do with Kira standing in for Mr. Kiran Merchant. That got over between on the 4th of August 2002. It started on 3rd of March 2002. Sindhis don't do shape-shifting in and out of marriages. But how about insulting the Indian girl? Do you have fun? After all, off late you've been celebrating Eid, going into all kinds of hi-fi bathrooms also. So we were shown the King of Forces versus Caught in the Ruins. How many times we got that card in the tarot? Mr. Kiran Merchant was murdered in 2009. We brought out, my name is Khan, I am not a terrorist. Simply because Mr. Kiran Merchant, I can also plant evidence, but only a bloody fool will do that. A desperado from a desperate, impoverished place will do that. What is missing over here, I don't understand in India. Mr. Kiran Merchant is third generation, provided for 5 buildings to be divided in prime property residential, 500 crores to be divided between him and his brother. Even if it is divided in 5 siblings, there is nothing more than that. In fact, there is so many chawls given on just in charity by his father, grandfather. Why he needs to get into all this shit? He's a Gujarati, so he will help Raw if at all, though I don't think he's capable. But my pendulum is saying no, he was helping Raw. He's been pulled off the grid in 2000. My mom has threatened, because she has come to know something, so she has threatened to have something into the marriage of mine. Varsha also something she only knows. I don't know. So they pull her off the grid, put her in Panvel, where he is holed up at 2002 end onwards. The Kira who visits when I am working at American Online, going to ITPL but staying in that Rustamji building close to All Saints Bakery of Residency Road. That was Kira and another Mrs. Anita Merchant. It wasn't even my mom who visited me at that time. That's what the pendulum is saying. So from 2003 onwards, whoever I told you my mom was, they started saying all this is mine for Sumantas also. So there is a problem. When it comes to Patra, Patra was part of the NDA. He had won the ET of Vivekananda. Was that RF at his bestest in those days? RF was connected with the RSS in any way. RF is supposed to have won the, or had something connected with the PAN or identity to an ATS also, and RSS also, to NDA also, Patra also. Or is this all radio frequency? I don't know. Either it is Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, Tony Fernandez, Rosie Fernandez. So, Rosie Fernandez, Rocky Fernandez, Agnello Fernandez, or Tony Fernandez. And one sister whose name I don't know. They have also played around with SP, which is Shapurji Palonji, and SP, which is the Superintendent of Police. Patsy as Pats. D, we take it as Dawood Ibrahim. Batra is actually from sand dunes. To talk about righteousness, unrighteousness. Not sure what to make of this. You see what you want to do. I don't understand. Okay, but this is about Patra and the Safar song. I think got to do with Jab Harry Met Sejal, to do with the sands and the sand dune. I don't know if is D actually been running the RSS, because through it he gets connection to the bottom of the pyramid in some way. SP is, if it is Shaparji Palunji, Cyrus Mistry was pulled off in 2006 June. 1 year before that, Sonia Gandhi, that has volunteered to get CRISPR'd as Mrs. Anita Merchant, maybe because she's told it's a safe house, nobody will find you, nobody will think, let the danger pass. They were putting out astrology reports about the millennium being an overhaul. They were putting out big reports about how by 2012 you're going to have, or 11 you're going to have a huge overhaul. Again, they're doing it, Third World War, all that shit. So how many people had bunkers that they had created for safety? Rohika herself says that she entered Fort Jaswal when Bartila was working in my home after 1.5 years, which means Varsha produced Sharanya on the 2nd of May 2005. Sharanya became 3 months old, and Varsha entered Fort Jaswal with flashing eyes, which is not her behavior, and I wondered what was wrong with her. Same time, Bartila was sitting in the corner of the kitchen eating only rice and crouched in a corner, but I say, this girl's been here for 1.5 years. Why is she behaving this way? And last couple of months, I've been asking her, Bartila, why are you doing things wrong purposely? She says there are outsiders telling her to do it on purpose. So I tell her, what is it? I can't tell her, I'll take you to the police and make them question you if you don't tell the truth. You can't threaten them. So you ask her once or twice, who are they? Tell if there's any problem. But then she doesn't tell, then we just think, well, she's going to Regina Pacis every Saturday. So if she's got a problem, she'll talk to them at least. Maybe she's not comfortable with me. But my antenna goes up when I see she is doing something completely different, which I have never seen her do in 1.5 years. The pendulum, which is calling itself Rohika Chagla Mystery, which doesn't move too much, who says she was murdered in 2013 as Mrs. Bhimra due to ill health, but she calls it purposeful ill health by remote, whatever it is, with medical conditions connected maybe with, don't know how they do it, but it is your DNA that's in a system in their hands. So she calls it murder. But she says she died out of very heavy levels of ill health as a Bhimra at Bhimra's bungalow. That was within the first half of 2013. She says that she had CRISPR'd herself, or she had shape-shifted, wearing the skin of JAYA.ADVANI, Mrs. Shalina Hundalani, and it is she who had entered Fort Jaswal with flashing eyes because she wanted to prove that we are bad employers to our whoever we hire to work in our home. In that case, it was Bartila. She wanted something and she wanted something, or she had been told something and so she had come to check. Shape-shifting herself. Anyway, from my end, I don't like people who are unhappy working in my house, so I told Bhartila, you need to go back to the convent. Told her, please return to the convent, and got somebody else to work instead. Anyway, they don't give more than 1-2 years. Then they send them back home. That is what happened with Bertie. But in the pendulum, Rohika Chagla Mistri says that the girl with flashing eyes who entered my home was not Varsha. It was Rohika Chagla Mistri. Soon after that, Dowell was sent to look for Dawood Ibrahim. That is 2005. The pendulum says that the Cyrus Mistri was pulled off somewhere in Qatar in 2006. His father went away and chose to go with his wife's citizenship of Ireland end 2003. So there are some things that are unseen, but they happened. And they are all links and connectors to what was happening underground. It starts with Kira, the Pakistani spy. According to my understanding, Kiran uncle says he was pulled down under at that same place of the Pune Bombay Expressway in January 2000 itself. Murdered in 2009. I don't think you have ever looked behind since then. At least my home hasn't. I to say my home was a problem when I have come back from QUT. End 1996 itself. For that short holiday before I had to go and finish my last semester. I am not Aarti. I am Jaya Kanyalal Hakumatrai-Advani, the older daughter of Kani-Advani and Anu Sadrangani, granddaughter of Hakumatrai-Advani and Kalavati Hakumatrai-Advani and Ramchand Sadrangani and Parpati Sadrangani. And I will not be changing that for anything. You do what you want to do. It doesn't matter. My pendulum is giving what all happened in the background. Things I'm not even connected with. This is your Dawood Dawn. RSS, SP, FA, RAT, N. All this is in later years. SP can get infiltrated only after Cyrus Mistri is pulled off. But he was pulled out 2006. Mid-2006. What about the SKF issue? Ran fat? What you'll ran fat? Ran fat or what? You try and make sense of this because you will have to. These are the things that are coming. DRF, RSS, SP, trans. What does that mean? Transport. D was doing through RF, RSS, PR, wearing whose pants? D and RF were wearing the pants of RSS, doing the PR for everybody at the bottom of the pyramid, and then taking it to the middle and the top through replicas. Ranting all the time about how India is so badly done for since 47. India wants to know, India wants to know. That was your ranting. That was your ranting. Your Panama papers, like you earned the money, is it? Swiss account अगर किसी के पास है, वो तेरा पैसा है. Why do you take care someone has to pay the taxes and overcharging taxes so you can sit and give your extorted money a legal manner and feed all those others who are taking it? You earn the money. So anyway, here it is talking about PR with renting connected with the RSS, but actually run by RF, taking it back to Dawood Ibrahim. A man who worked in Raw was taken under. The bottom of the pyramid knew the difference between Kiran Merchant and Kira. They served the Pakistani spy Kira because he threw money in their face, the way he threw money in lots of people's face. The most incompetent, not worthy of anything. Grabbed on the back of what? PR and ranting, serving D, blaming those who had nothing to do with the situation, who had in fact been born into good families, earned their own place, don't need to pander to D. People who can hold their own don't need to do what you had to do at the bottom of the pyramid, and that's what the problem is. I don't understand how Raw doesn't understand these things. 25 years have passed. We are in the 25th year. We've already done this. It's very disgusting, frankly telling you. I don't know if France is involved in some way too. Some freaking crazy doctor also may be involved. Just to mention doctors, if Alisha Sadrangani, who studied Doctor MBBS at least in Sangli, she was Rajan Mala Sadrangani's daughter. Where is she mentioned? Yeah, Rajan Mama, Mala Sadrangani and Alisha Sadrangani. If she was done away in February 2013 after she finished her MBBS, Mala, her mother, last was done away with. Her father in 2003 itself. They were staying in Maker Tower, J Block, 10th floor, which is my nanny's home. That means for Dr. Alisha, who was done away with in February 2013, who did you bring in her place? To be the MBBS, but with what ideology and how detrimental to India? घर में घुस के मारेंगे, ये एक दूसरे तरीका है. You waited for Alisha to get her MBBS degree so that you could get rid of her, plan her replica. When she's studying in Sangli, she's not hanging around her mother for 5 years. Her father had gone to Nigeria for 2, 3, 4 years and then came back and said he didn't like it. Then he used to go for trading grains and all. He used to do something of that sort. He used to be on tours for 3 months. He used to disappear. That was not the real Rajan Sadrangani. Because Rajan Sadrangani apparently has passed away in 2003. He was many times away from home. Mala Sadrangani complained that Rajan Sadrangani is now troubling her in the house once they moved into her mother's house in Kulaba, giving their Maker Tower home on rent, on leave license. So she said he wakes me up 3 times in the night and tells me, go make me this, go get this. I thought it's all in fun. It's okay, sometimes you do in fun. So I took it in fun. But how this has happened this way, I don't know. So between 2003 and 2016, Alisha also for 10 years has been around a clone for her father or a replica for her father. My mom had complained that Mala auntie had cut off the phone line and refused to pick up my mom's calls and even changed her phone line. They also made some kind of strange thing in my home, both in the Sadrangani family and in the Advani family. In the Sadrangani family, it was said that Rajan Mama was scared that the sisters will claim his mother's property, which none of the sisters want. But that same thing was repeated at the Advani family, that Taru Chacha's family will want to claim Kani Advani's property. This is the same miscreant who has shapeshifted in both the Sadrangani family and the Advani family, because none of the Sadranganis nor the Advanis are actually that way. It is the outsider that creates the kandi and plants doubt and also misrepresents information, and on the back of it, that miscreant gets ahead each and every time. You're the same outsider who has spoken this shit for the Sadranganis connected with Rajan Mama, and you're the same guy or the same girl who has who has shapeshifted into the Advani household, playing the same bloody game, connected with Taru Chacha versus Kani Advani, or then Ramesh Advani versus Kani Advani. You're the outsider and you play this shit game, because on the back of it, when you play this shit game, you are able to create this kind of massacre. घर में घुस के मारेगा. ये SM कृष्णा की बेटी है, 1 daughter. ये उसकी दूसरी बेटी है, 2nd daughter. These are all Hindus actually. None of us are Muslims. And we've been practicing Hinduism, not that it matters. We could be Catholics also, it doesn't matter. But that is from the 70s. So you tell me, घर में घुस के जब मारो, तो किसको मारा है? It's a very subjective matter. That is Bhavnani. This is Mirchandani Advani, Advani, Gupta, Malya or Hingorani, Krishna or Hingorani, Advani, Merchant. Sadrangani, Rao Sadrangani. Don't know what her surname is. She's SM Krishna's daughter, married to Siddharth. Cafe Coffee Day, they have plantations from their ancestries. They took it further to retail coffee, to take India up on the global platform. Ye jo hai Sharma hai. This is a core. This is Mr. Kiran Merchant. Ye Daswani hai. So where over here are the terrorists, you please tell me. If you'd like to know these surnames, that's a Chopra, that's Halela, that's Somani, that's Remtullah, that's Agarwal, 2 girls. This I'm not sure. This is Daga. This is Agarwal. This is Bhatia. This is Bagri. This is Gopalani. This is Dhotiwala. This is Raheja. This is Jaktyani. This is Bhurjin, can't remember his surname. Veera, don't know her surname. This is Lalwani. This is Nagpal. That's Sharma. Where's the terrorist? You tell me. Yet all these people have been massacred and murdered. You tell me, where's the terrorist? 90% of them were Hindus, practicing Hinduism, not for show, and not wearing it on their shoulder or their sleeves. The way you wear your chip on your bloody fucking shoulder and sleeves, and every act of yours you burn at your own godforsaken, poorly earned, rewarded birth. That's it. I don't know how Andhra Pradesh comes in, but Andhra Pradesh is where Puttaparthi is at. Prashanti Nilayam. Puttaparthi. Let's call it Puttaparthi because Prashanti Nilayam is also at Lunavla. So let's call it Puttaparthi, where my mom used to go at least twice a year. Guru Purnima and Satya Sai Baba's birthday celebrations, mostly. Or if not the birthday celebration, then Christmas, New Year, that time sometime. Who is ST? So Rocky Fernandez has gone and put his foot at Puttaparthi also into Satya Sai Baba's ashram. How so? He and Taylor are friends. They have the same cause. You can't be a doctor holding a syringe and want to be a gladiator. That's a very imbalanced mindset for a doctor's mindset. According to me, AP is Prashanti Nilayam at Puttaparthi. Oh, how could I not get this? Rajan Taylor. Both these people I met because both shapeshift. And both have worked for Salman Khan, Shah Rukh Khan. You want to give me a heart attack? Do it. I couldn't give a rat's ass. जो कुछ भी है यहाँ पे तुमको 100 बार बोला है. अगर तू पुट्टपर्ती जाके इतना भी समझा नहीं है लॉ ऑफ कर्मा, then you are an absolute imbecile. I know you can pull the string almost immediately, give me a heart attack. You are in a panic mode and I couldn't give a rat's ass. I don't serve you. I was born and brought up in that same Jaswell that you brought fucks, where your mother and your grandmother worked for my family. Other is Taylor. You were brought in. How? What kind of crappy people brought you in? Useless as hell. The desperation too hai. Nothing to do with my setup. Do you want to pull the plug? Desperado, do it. Couldn't give a rat's ass. You got head problems. You and Rocky Fernandez are made of the same cheap cloth. Useless as bloody hell. Useless as bloody hell. Birds of a fucking feather stick together. Taylor's ancestry, the men are supposed to be very toxic. From his great-grandfather's time, his grandmother never even hangs around the same place his grandfather visits after 3 years also at Puttaparthi itself. Rocky Fernandez and you share a very, very sympathetic relationship. You come from the same bloody fucking cloth. And that's not my background. I'd like crap like you not to hang around places like ours. Alright? You'll come to know Advait once you get out of the body, not before that. In his village, Rajan Taylor's village, it's in Gujarat and it is a small village. There they have lots of rules and regulations in their Gujarati community. So they left for Uganda in his grandfather's time, or Kenya. Then from there they went away to UK, but he's had a chip on his shoulder about being segregated from the rest of his community. So what kind of things he has given with for his own development, we don't know. We don't know them very well. Rocky Fernandez is another one. Rosie Fernandez's first son amongst the rats. Rocky, Rosie, Agnello and Tony Fernandez. This is after they have started shape-shifting in place, ratting away at key places, using assets of others. There is a Roika from Oman and Iran for Ireland. There are 20 impoverished girls who have done the role for Roika Chagla Mistry. Whereas the real Roika Chagla Mistry was CRISPRed to look like Mrs. Anita Merchant. 2011 mid to 2013. I don't even want to get into it. Whenever this bloody pendulum doesn't move, it is, I don't know how she returns. She's not supposed to return for, I don't know, I was told she won't return. But yesterday she was here. Was that her or was that Nikhil who was removed day before yesterday? Because till the time they don't heal and get their body back or their, their soul form back, they're not healed. They don't go through the healing process, and if it is very traumatizing, then it takes a longer time. Like in Varsha's case, because it was over 9 years, it took her a few years to get back fully healed. Same in Kiran Merchant's case. In Nikhil's case, you did not traumatize him. You murdered him almost immediately. Because Nikhil's a very nice, personable person, but your movement of bullshit is a little more than how nice a person is, right? Elon Musk says that artificial intelligence cannot make out who's good or bad. It's in the system. It finds you, it kills you. If according to what has been plugged in, it assumes you are killable. Yes? Umesh never used to speak in a loud voice. He's a very polite guy who speaks in very gentle, soft voice. Yet you took him away in May 2008. Murdered him in October 2008. May to June, June to July, July to August, August to September, September to October. You kept him alive for about 4 months, 4.5 months before you murdered him. In that same Panvel shithole. So I would say this chap has ratted over here. This guy may have ratted over here. That's it. It's after. And also they've gone darning fucking tails at wherever in Andhra Pradesh. This is the same fucking lot. Wearing the skin of Salman Khan went and dropped Rajapaksha. Go back to Sri Lanka's case. When the CM was found hacked, then Hasina Sheikh came to India. Who met her? The Three Musketeers. But if Rahul Gandhi and Sonia or Rajiv Gandhi are no more, who were they who went to meet her? After that she had to run underground. Haven't they put Imran Khan away? Then who's running the show? The criminals have divided themselves in every country, in all the key positions. You have never had it more easy than this. Don't know how to put it across to you in black and white. I don't know what SSR has to do with Andhra Pradesh, or is it RT connected with Puttaparthi? Because otherwise we wonder who is RT. We'll say, is it RT, ARTI, Nantur? No, RT is Rajan Taylor. There's a Rajan Taylor. There's a Preeti Taylor. She's got a brother called Kapil Taylor, Beena Taylor, Ketan Taylor. None of them are here. Preeti, who was studying at Puttaparthi around the time of the murder attempt. Then after that, Preeti and her brother, who were studying in Puttaparthi, were giving the principal of Puttaparthi school. And the teachers over there are very bad name. So habitually, wherever you go, like Rocky Fernandez's mother, Rosie Fernandez, you gotta complain about everything and get sympathy on the back of it. That's how you grow, because that's how she grows. And whatever she grows, her kids will grow even better. You're part of that network. You must not play sounds under my body. Don't do that. Don't ever do that. You're not somebody I'd like to know. So don't bloody do that. You understood? Garbage hiding under my skin. Useless. In the circles we function in, we don't force ourselves on people. Slum-dwelling, repulsive reptiles do that. Know who you're dealing with. Don't come around people behaving that way. Understood? So don't know if these two had something, this chap and this chap had anything to do with SSR's death or anything to do with SSR's situation, whether he's alive or he's dead. All right? Your Arnab is no more. Your Baikala Arnab is no more. Who knew he is in Baikala? Guess who? Kira. Bolu, Kiran uncle to never used to discuss all this. Why is this guy discussing all these things? That's because Arnab's Republic TV is supposed to be one source of money. Go find out which one. Arnab Goswami is no more. You want me to check? Let me ask. हमने पीछे पहले भी पूछा है. You don't give me bad words. Let the pendulum answer. If he's alive, I'm very happy. After all, he's the one who did India Wants to Know. Are you willing to answer this one, baby? You file name cat? I wanted to know about, in Times of India, Anil is with you? Ashish is with you? Ashish Jityani is my Rakhi brother. His grandparents knew my grandparents, my Nana Nani, the Jatyani family and the Sadrangani family. His father was in the same classroom as my mom, or they went to the same college. They knew each other from those days. They were socially active from the grandparents' time. Ashish became my Rakhi brother in college, first year college. Okay, Ashish, you worked in Times of India. You did Jagutarana show also, right? You were in some internet department before. Okay, what I'm trying to ask you is, Arnab Goswami, Anil also worked with you in Times of India and Bombay Times. So you all were working in the same place in and around the same time? Little here, little there. Okay, I want to just ask you, Arnab Goswami was connected with their TV network, Times of India TV network. He was running one show, India Wants to Know, India Wants to Know, India Wants to Know, something of that sort. That guy is in his human form today. Did the guy who was comparing India Wants to Know at Times of India, named Arnab Goswami, is he the guy who started Republic TV? Was he still around at Republic TV time? So he left Times of India to go join Republic TV or to start Republic TV? You're saying that boy has moved into the afterlife? He has a replica for him? Can you tell me which year he passed away in? Do you need to check the Akashic records for it? Okay, did he pass away after 2000? No, sorry. What I'm saying, did he pass away after 2020? Did he pass away after the year 2020? Was Arnab Goswami in his human form in the year 2020? Was he in his human form in 2021? Was he in his human form in the year 2022? Can you tell me which month in 2022 he passed away? So can I take it safely he died in 2022? We're talking about Arnab Goswami, who used to work in India Wants to Know, Newsa, in Times of India. I'm asking about him. Which month of 2022 can you tell me? Was it before June 2022? Did Arnab Goswami pass away before June 2022? So was it June 2022 itself that he passed away? Was he murdered? Did Arnab Goswami pass away due to natural reasons? Arnab Goswami was murdered directly. Arnab Goswami was holed up somewhere and then murdered after some time. So Arnab Goswami was kept underground for some time in the year 2022. You were abducted when? You are Arnab Goswami speaking? Because the pendulum is now very excited. You need to calm down a little bit, please. You were, okay, listen. You were abducted when? In 22 itself? Were you abducted in 2021 sometime? Okay, can you tell me in which month of 2021 you were abducted and put underground? Okay, can we say before June 2021? Was it June 2021 or earlier than that? No, was it exact June 2021? Was it May 2021? The month of May 2021? Were you murdered sometime in 2022? Was it exactly June 2022? Was it May 2022? Was it April 2022? Was it March 2022? Was it February 2022? Was it January 2022? So they abducted you close to Labor Day and got rid of you or murdered you at New Year's time. So what I've noticed about these freaks, Their murder happens either on New Year or close to New Year. They celebrate something, Labor Day, or then Valentine's Day. Depends what their grouch against you is. लेबर डे पे बहुत सारे लोगों को मारा है, द हुज हु, लेकिन जैसे सलमान खान बोलता था SKF, भाई लोग सब किसी का एक्सपायरी डेट आने को है, लेकिन आदमी कैसे मरता है, दैट्स व्हाट मैटर्स, राइट? बट दिस टॉक स्टार्टेड इन विच ईयर, कैन यू टेल मी? So we need to put down Arnab Goswami's name. I don't know him, but since we got something about him, we put it down. He worked in the same company I worked at ages ago in a different place, absolutely. But Ashish Jityani worked in the same place. Of course, may not know him at all. Ashish was the RJ with the Jagu Tarana show. And Anil Sadrangani, my cousin, was working, I think, he's very naughty, so I don't even know if he rose in his job or he stayed at bottom level, but in reporting kind of stuff, in journalism in Bombay Times. But he's very, 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 he's a very good-hearted guy, but he's childish. So I don't know, but all of us happen to transit through Times of India for a little while each. Okay. I think Arnab Goswami will put with Noogi. He said May 2001. No, he said May 2021. Murdered January 2022. While I don't want to bring up bad memories, I do want to understand one thing. When held, were you abducted in Bombay itself? Again, were you taken to Panvel? Again, you were taken to Panvel. Were you taken to Panvel? Were you taken to Panvel? You were not taken to Panvel. Okay. You were abducted in Bombay itself? You were holed up somewhere in Bombay itself? Were you around anybody else? Was there anyone holed up at the same place that you were at? You were in company? This is above ground level, wherever you were held. How come no one can find you? How come? Is there very heavy construction sound that happens around you people? Is that why nobody can hear you asking for help? These guys try to traumatize you with heavy sound before they do away with you. But that's exactly what Kiran Merchant was accused of, trying to traumatize Niranjani Merchant, mother of Kiran Merchant, in 2002-3-4 sometime. And the old lady in the Bombay High Court complained that her son was threatening to rape her and was causing great distress to her with banging of vessels and loud sounds. But this is what you did with me also in Suman Towers 2016, 17 and 18. That's when Varsha was holed up at Vichumbe or Kamote. Yesterday also you play those fuck all sounds in my home, primarily because my reading says, my Pellunum says, you killed my cousin, murdered him, Mr. Nikhil Advani, on the 20th of June 2025 somewhere while he was traveling. It is Hemang Shah who has said on the phone that he can get rid of people in broad daylight, you will not miss them and you will not ever find them ever again. So then this is making sense. That you told me on the phone 2013-14. That's the only recording that didn't get recorded. 1 year before, 1 year after that was all recorded. Auto call. Recorder. So you were holed up with other people in a facility. Do I need to check Bombay's map to know where you guys were holed up at? I need to do that exercise? Okay. One more thing I want to ask you. When these guys murdered you, did they use a weapon to murder you? Or was it giving you ill health and DNA, something like how it happened in Rohika Chagla Mistri's case? Did it happen with you? In your case, it was what? Just murder, outright murder? So what? It is the use of a weapon? In your case, was it a gun? It's a knife that slits you. In my sister's case, she says it was one cut. Is it a knife that cuts you? They use a sharp knife. Is it a sharp knife or is it a doctor's scalpel? There's a difference between a doctor's scalpel. No. Is it a doctor's scalpel that killed you? Was it a professional killing knife that is what was used to kill you? A sharp instrument which is a knife? Were you killed by the underworld? Was your murderer the underworld? Was Kira the Pakistani spy who has stood in for Mr. Kiran Merchant? Was he there when you were murdered? There is a boy called Sanjeev Lekraj who has stood in for SKF, I think, Rahul Gandhi, I think, Narendra Damodar Das Modi ever? He's Kerala. He's Kerala. Palgar, Palakkad guy. Palakkad guy. You ever did an interview with him before I left for New Zealand as Salman Khan in 2010-11? That's the guy? On your news app where he says any girl will do. He doesn't really care. Kira is his partner in crime. He's the one who knew your studio was in Baikala. I never knew it. He used to make mention of you. They work as partners in crime. Were both these people present when you were murdered? Underground. I need to look at the map of Bombay. Okay. Okay, should I look at the central line? Should I look at the western line? Should I look at the harbour line for where you were holed up? The harbour line has Panvel in it. But you say you were you holed up at Panvel itself? Were you holed up at a place between Panvel and CST? Do I look at between Panvel and CST? I have to go beyond Panvel. Were you holed up at a place beyond the Panvel station? After Panvel into the towards Lonavala, Pen, all those places? Okay, so I'll have to start taking the names one by one. Just give me a minute. Yeah. Okay, so I got Rasayani. Were you put up at Rasayani? Were you put up at Pen? Were you being moved around? Were you people being moved around from one place to another? So there's Rasayani, there's Apte, there is something Hamrapur or something, then there is Pen, then it goes to Ratnagiri. Did you go to Ratnagiri ever? Did they ever take you to Ratnagiri? Were you holed up in any place like Ratnagiri ever? Okay, but you were moved around between the Rasayani, Apte. Were you taken to Rasayani ever? Rasayani, Apte, Pen, some Hamrapur, then something with N also. Let me show it on the camera. Just 1 minute. Yeah. So actually I'm getting my information from here. So this is Bombay and the major stations. That's the western line. This is the central. So the red one is the western, red and blue. Middle green one is the central. And this last one, which is supposed to be, I don't know, purple, that's where most people were holed up at. Panvel is the place where you have the Kamote, Vichumbe, and all that nonsense, whatever it is, this location. This is where Varsha was held up at. So there is this side of the highway, expressway, and this side of the expressway. Khandeshwar is where I was told underground in some military facility, Karine, RK, Sanyuta Saxeria, and somebody from, that is Mr. Ambani of RIL, had been put down. Varsha was above ground level at Panvel. When it comes to Arnab, he's saying that he was put away with more people. He was not alone. There are other people with him. He says no for Panvel, but when I said Rasayani, which is again after Panvel, then Apte, then Hamrapur, then Pen, then I don't know what that is, something Kharva, what it is, God only knows. And then something with N, and then finally up over there when it comes to that red thing. The black above the red is called towards Ratnagiri. He says no, he was not taken to Ratnagiri. He says he was moved between this station, not Panvel, the one after Panvel, from that portion to this. Amongst these places, they were moved from one place to another amongst these. So let's just see what the map looks like. The expressway primarily runs through this portion and then goes away to Lunavla. It has to cross paths with Panvel, east of the expressway and west of the expressway. This route goes away to Goa somewhere. From here onwards, it goes away to Goa somewhere beyond Pen. Our people do not move more than this western line, and it ends max because we have an apartment for holidays at Andheri. So at the most, we know only this place. But while we were growing up, till the time I was about 23 years old, life got over very much at this level only. On the Western Expressway, not expressway, on the western side, very much between here only. Nothing really beyond it. Dadar is too damn far. This is Dadar. So my entire upbringing was very much only in this portion, first and second. We didn't know that the rest of that even existed. Arnab's place of work is Baikala. is what I was told. So where is Baikala? Arnab's studio is here, in this red portion in the middle. That's Baikala. Okay, since you've understood the map, you can have a look at it on your own. You got to go to the harbour line, go to Panvel, and then look all the stations to Ratnagiri. This is a rail network. You need to check the highway. The expressway of Bombay Pune is what is been nicely used, misused by the miscreants. Trust me, there's so much that has gone haywire even up to Pune. Between Bombay and Pune, it's not a joke. So I've shown the location as best as that I could do. I've shown the location as best as I could. I want to understand one thing. Were you aware that Salman Khan had been murdered in 2009? Arnab, were you aware that the real Salman Khan had been murdered in 2009? You were aware that you were meeting a replica or a shapeshifter for Salman Khan when you met this boy? I'm assuming he's SL, or at least knows SL. He's a shapeshifter for Sanjeev Rajan Lekhraj, and he has shapeshifted for Salman Khan with the creation of Salman Khan films with 9 more boys. You knew you were talking to a replica? Tell me one thing, did all this go haywire? Were you knowingly giving with these activities? No, were you knowingly giving with what you thought was anti-India? Were you doing it knowingly? Does SL give with anti-India activities now, according to your knowledge, on purpose, knowing fully well what he is doing? The identity of Mr. Kiran Merchant, we call him Kira because he put the real Mr. Kiran Merchant underground, is what I understand, in the year 2000. That is a Pakistani spy. Did you mistake him for the real Kiran Merchant? Is that where everything has gone wrong? Mrs. Sonia Gandhi is in her human form as she was last month. And Mrs. Sonia Rajiv Gandhi, married to Rajiv Gandhi, DNA related to Indira Gandhi and to Jawaharlal Nehru. His wife, legally wedded wife, Sonia Rajiv Gandhi, was she holed up at Palakkad, put into place by SL and Kira after being CRISPR'd as Mrs. Anita Merchant? Did they do that pretending to be raw for her safety? And did they then move her into Palakkad? Kira and SL got panicky. Have they recently murdered her at Palakkad, where she was at from 2005-2006 onwards? Was she recognizable as Mrs. Sonia Gandhi while she was there? Would you recognize her as Sonia Gandhi when she was there? What about Rahul Gandhi, her son, DNA related son? Is he in his human form today? Did they murder son and mother together in a state of panic? Is it because of my reading that was identifying location of where who is holed up at? Do you want me to stop these readings as of now? I should continue these readings? I should continue these readings? Okay, so I will continue with the readings, but for now I'm going to close it. Okay, thank you. File name cat. Varsha. I'm shutting this reading off now. I need to eat lunch. Okay. So I'm going to close this over here. Plus I need to upload the videos. Okay. Okay, so we'll close this at this. This is Bombay's map, rail map, Western Line, Central Line, Harbour Line. These guys were holed up somewhere here towards the end, beyond Panvel. I guess wherever there is more construction coming and there's a lot of noise, must be there in those kind of places. Otherwise, I can't understand why they don't get found out. We keep getting the Nile, right? So Mr. Manjeet Sadrangani was working in Lagos, Nigeria. But he's supposed to have been murdered in 85, as early as 85. But he had moved to Lagos, Nigeria in which year? In the 70s only. Yeah, that's Manjeet, 1985. Mr. Manjeet Sadrangani. His wife Deepa Sadrangani, 2007. Okay, so we're closing this session at nearly 2 in the afternoon, lunchtime. It's a Sunday, 22nd of June, 2025. Okay.